Good morning, Meshach. It is Thursday, June 23rd, and if you're hearing a weird clicking sound throughout this video, that's because my fan is on. And I would turn it off, except for the fact that it gets to be like, I don't know, 100 billion degrees in my room in the summer, so actually, no, I'm not gonna turn it off. You can deal with the clicking. I'm sorry. That came off strong. That was a lot. Meshach, I really liked your last video about the movie Poser. Not only was it a movie recommendation, it was also talking about your experience in film, which is something you are uniquely qualified to talk about. So in this video, I'm going to speak about something that I'm not uniquely qualified to speak about. That's right, I'm going to be talking about girls. Now Sam, you might say, aren't you single? And also a guy and a bit of a cringe lord? Well, first of all, yes, but rude. And second of all, in this video it won't matter, because I'm talking about someone else's advice. That comes from Gon Igulden's The Dangerous Book for Boys. Wait, Gon Igulden and Hal Igulden. That's right, I'm talking about the book that many of you buried deep into your subconscious and haven't thought about until just now. Such wonders such as The Rules of Soccer, Dinosaurs, First Aid, Navajo Code Talker's Dictionary, and The Golden Age of Piracy are all subjects included in The Dangerous Book for Boys. But today we'll be focusing on pages 109 and 110, the category called Girls. Why am I focusing on that topic today? Well, because I learned a lot from this book as a child, and I read the section on girls like a bajillion and 4 times, and now I'm much older and I realize that a lot of the advice in here is bad advice. So without further ado, let's start and begin with the prologue to this section. It reads, "You may already have noticed that girls are quite a bit different from you." No shit. By this, we do not mean the physical differences, more the fact that they remain unimpressed by your mastery of a game involving wizards, or your understanding of Morse code. Okay, so we're on the second sentence, and already, red flags. I don't know why a girl wouldn't be impressed that I knew Morse code. I mean, I don't, but if I did, I'd put it on my Tinder profile. And mastery of a wizard game. Skate, if you're watching this, I know that you play D&D. There are wizards in D&D, right? There are wizards in D&D. No one will play it with me, so I don't really know. Anyways, the fact remains that we're on the second sentence, and already the things are going astray. Continuing on though. Some will be impressed, of course, but as a general rule, girls do not get quite as excited by the use of urine as a secret ink as boys do. We thought long and hard about what advice could possibly be suitable. It is an inescapable fact that boys spend a great deal of their lives thinking and dreaming about girls, so the subject should be mentioned here, as delicately as possible. Okay, they've set the tone. This is as delicately as they could manage. Carrying on. Rule number 1. It is important to listen. Okay, we're off to a great start. That's good advice. Human beings are often very self-centered. Okay. And like to talk about themselves. In addition, it is an easy subject if someone is nervous. Okay. It is good advice to listen closely, unless she has also been given this advice, in which case an uneasy silence could develop, like 2 owls sitting together. Okay, rule number 1 is a good rule. I will give it that. People do like talking about themselves, and a great conversational tip in general is to just talk to someone and continue to ask them questions. But my problem with this is that it frames it as like a girl-specific thing, which it's not. All people like to talk about themselves. And if you want to be a good conversationalist, you can employ this tactic to talk to guys and girls alike. So, not too bad. Though I will mention, the last part is kind of important. I can just imagine like a 13-year-old boy having read this book and then going on his first like date, like the type of date that you go on when you're 13, and then doing this. The whole time. Okay, point 1, I'll give it a pass because it's technically good advice, but it's not specific to women. So, point 2. Be careful with humor. It is very common for boys to try to impress girls with a string of jokes, each one more desperate than the last. One joke, perhaps, and then a long silence while she talks about herself. And this is when we enter the realm of like comfortably bad advice. I agree that you probably shouldn't rapid fire jokes at someone, but also like if you're having a conversation and you're trying to be funny, trying to get things going, you're trying to make the other person laugh, hopefully. So yeah, I don't think I would tell people to tell fewer jokes, especially if that's how you're going to be in a relationship. It's telling people not to be themselves and not to express their sense of humor right away. So yeah, that is bad advice in itself. But then the end of part 2 is so cringe. Perhaps one joke, and then a long silence while she talks about herself. How does that go? How does that work? Hey, why did Sally fall off the swing? I don't know. It's because she had no arms. Oh. Yeah. Point 3. When you are older, flowers really do work. Women love them. When you are young, however, there is a ghastly sense of being awkward rather than romantic, and she will guess your mother bought them. Why? Why? Flowers are good. People like getting flowers. I mean, I got flowers for my Valentine in 8th grade, and I think it went over well. Of course, that relationship didn't end great. In fact, you know what? Stay right there. I am not a female expert, but I have one handy. Tada! Are you okay with being filmed?
Sure.
Okay, cool. You were not the expert on females that I was talking about, but he's an expert, trust me.
Wait, hold on.
Here's a question for both of you. Is getting women flowers cringe, first of all?
No, I actually got, a few weeks ago, I had gotten the bouquet for this lovely girl I went on a date with.
See, this is what I'll say to that. I'm really bad at keeping flowers alive. And so I always feel bad when people give me flowers because I know that I'm going to kill it quite literally immediately.
Okay, okay, that's all I needed. Now, the next question is...
It's not cringe, but you also have to... Some girls don't like flowers.
Okay.
Which means you have to find something
Next question. Is it cringe to get someone flowers at a young age?
No, that's really cute.
I think botany is for everyone. I think plants is for everyone at every age.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's all I needed. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you for your... Okay.
Can you, like, stop interrupting? God. So irritating.
She's my sister, so she doesn't count as a girl. Point number 4. Valentine's Day cards. Don't put your name on them. The whole point is the excitement a girl feels wondering who finds her attractive. If it says "From Brian" on it, the magic isn't really there. This is actually quite a nice thing to do to someone you don't think will get a card. Why are you telling people not to put their names on letters to people that they like? What? I understand. Part of the excitement is not knowing who it was. I don't get it. Am I wrong? Probably there's some excitement to knowing that person in particular finds you attractive or thinks nice things about you. Point number 5, avoid being vulgar. Excitable bouts of windbreaking will not endear you to a girl, just to pick one example. Okay, yeah, that's true, but like, again, why is this in the girls category? Is the bar that low? Is the bar that low? Because then I should stop trying so hard. Hey ladies, if you're watching this, just know, I'm not the type of guy that will fart on you. Unless you want me. Point number 6, play a sport of some kind. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it replaces the corpse-like pallor of the computer programmer with a ruddy glow. Honestly, this is more important than you think. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to take personal offense to this one, and I will start by saying, playing a sport or recommending someone play a sport is good advice. Again, that's not the problem. Yeah, you should play a sport, but not so you can get girls, and definitely not so that you can, you know, not be seen as some dorky guy that programs computers. You should play a sport if you want to, because there's camaraderie, because it's good for your fitness, because there are strong communities built around sports, because it's a hobby, because it has good mental health effects as well as physical health effects. Look, I'm not advocating you don't play sports. I do think sports are a good idea. I'm just advocating that you be a well-rounded person and that you don't follow this model which is trying to, you know, represent this machismo guy who only plays sports and, you know, gets girls, but then doesn't give her flowers, and also doesn't tell jokes, and also thinks girls are self-centered. Are you starting to see how, although all of the individual pieces of advice aren't necessarily bad in and of themselves, it's painting a bad picture of what a guy should act and think like with reference to girls? Okay, onwards and upwards. Number 7. If you see a girl in need of help, unable to lift something, for example. Do not taunt her. Approach the object and greet her with a cheerful smile, while surreptitiously testing the weight of the object. If you find you can lift it, go ahead. If you can't, try sitting on it and engaging her in conversation. This one, oh no, this is a thing that is so heavy for me, a weak, frail girl. Also, it is fragile, and it would be bad if anyone sat on it. Oh, hello, may I be of any assist? No, how are you doing? It's weird to say don't put your name on a Valentine's Day card. But it's weirder to be like, yo, someone needs help carrying something, sit on it. Now, I wish that was the last piece of advice, because it's frankly to me the most exciting one to talk about. The last one is actually not bad advice. It's good advice. In fact, it's the advice that I'm going to leave you guys with today. Finally, make sure you are well scrubbed. Your nails are clean and your hair is washed. Remember that girls are just as nervous around you as you are around them, if you can imagine such a thing. They think and act rather differently to you, but without them, life would be one long football locker room. Treat them with respect. Now, the message may have gotten a little misconstrued with the football locker room, but I think the moral of the story is treat women with respect. And also, you know, scrub nails and hair and stuff. Meshach, I will see you on Monday. Also, would people be interested in hearing my actual advice for speaking with girls? And girls who watch this channel, would you maybe be interested in appearing as a guest in that video if I make it? Okay, that's all. I love you guys. Bye.